Abundance. Abundance. Ah. Hello, LGBTQ plus DL men, women who secretly love us and support us. And if you don't identify with any of those labels, you're free to subscribe to the channel. So, today, this morning, it is 6:18 a.m. And what I was going to make this video about is the difference of divine feminine versus feminine in men, right? Because a lot of people think that divine feminine is about the appearance being identical to the idea of the name. And when people use these terms like divine feminine and divine masculine, it is so that we can have a better understanding of the divine nature of the energy that is happening within the person or the being, right? And something else that should be known is that, and I could sort of add this to the divine feminine template, is that the divine feminine is aware that there is a balance for the feminine and masculine aspects of energy within her journey. And so when we think about divine feminine having the womb of creation, now with feminine energy, and we're just speaking from a male aspect, right? Men have a womb, and this is the womb of creation. And a lot of people have this idea that, gay men want to have a child, they want to be like women, right? And I think that that idea is more of a three-dimensional ideation about the feminine. Because if you are allowing that to be the identification of being feminine, then that would separate many women from being seen as being able to be feminine, right? And so when we speak about the feminine energy, that can also be within a woman. But when we're speaking about, for this particular video, feminine energy, right? You have men that clearly are feminine. They wear nails, wear makeup, they may act in a more feminine way in the three-dimensional experience, right? Like, girl, what's good, girl? Like, a lot of people may see me as feminine acting sometimes when I am comfortable around people. But also, on my journey of healing, I've realized that is the idea of being feminine within the LGBTQIA plus community, especially like when they have these labels as being a bottoms. There are some feminine bottoms, there are some masculine bottoms, and there's some bottoms that are considered themselves, right? And for you that do not know what a bottom is in the gay community of men that date men, is taking on that role of receiving from their partner. Like they allow the men to put it in their, they pussycat or whatever. I call it a pussycat because I like the way it sounds. It just sounds like It sounds like I don't know. It kind of sounds. I said I don't know, but I do know. It's just a comfortable. It's just like one of those like ringing things. Like it just rings so perfectly. Pussycat. You know, I used to call it a mussy, like boy or man. But anyway, um, when we speak about you know, bottoms taking on that role of the some people think of it as the wife, right? Because there are some gay men that they don't mind it being called a pussy, or they don't mind being called the wife. And in my past relationship, I my ex had a friend that would refer to me as the wife of the relationship. And I think that it also helped him to kind of, you know, for it to fit his own experience of us, right? But the divine feminine aspect or template is more than just the appearance and the feminine ways to fit the experience of a divine, like to fit the experience with a divine masculine. And also, what should be known is that just because a person is experienced as the divine feminine or the divine masculine does not mean that they are just fully divine feminine, because there has to be within their feminine experience there has to be some masculinity to balance their feminine. But because they are the identification of the feminine energy, then they are primarily acting as a divine feminine, like with receiving divine the divine experience, so that they are able to create that experience for others in a creative way. And the birthing, which is the womb, they're using their womb to create this experience that is helpful to all beings on the planet. So yeah, the divine feminine, or the yin of the yang, the yin and yang symbol. The yin symbol has many different aspects about the feminine, the divine feminine, which are known as like the moon, or um, chaos, or, and these are just some of the words that I have seen. And these are some of these words I actually received before becoming aware that I was the divine feminine within my experience. I don't know why that word was just giving me some difficulty with saying that, the divine feminine. Yeah, but it goes beyond that, because it's the experience of being the divine feminine which actually allows you to understand the deeper knowing of what the divine feminine is. Now, there was a guy on TikTok who is somewhat discovering himself, right? And when he was speaking about how he enjoys feminine men, and talking about the pleasure of a man, you know, entering another man in that way intimately, right? And I think that when we hear like they say, when a man is saying something about how they are entering another man and, you know, pounding that thing, right? It kind of is this knowing that because they don't like the feeling, but they're able to give the feeling to somebody who enjoys the feeling, right? It's kind of like, well, when they talk about it in a way that's like, I'm not sure if demeaning is the word for it, right? But this they talk about it as if it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it to them, but I know I don't like it. But kind of in a way that's like, I'm not even sure that condescending is the word for it. Now, what I can say is that there was this also this tweet that had, it was a tweet about how bottoms should receive all the praise because they allow, men to enter their body in that way. And I think most bottoms do at some point find it pleasuring to receive that type of intimate pleasure, even though some people see it as painful. It's not painful when you have like exercise that entryway, and now what I can say about the womb, right? The womb of creation is different from a woman's womb three-dimensionally. When you think about a woman creating, when people say womb, they say, oh, child, right? And for men, a child is the creation. It's the ability to create something. The womb represents being able to create it. And when we think about the ankh is more centered around the genitalia for men and women. But when we think about it as with men and men, you still have an entryway to your body. So you're still allowing the energy of this other person to enter your vessel, right? And so there has to be this understanding that when a man is unhealed versus healed, there is a different experience that happens during intimacy. And so when that is happening, I think of it as a way of like, when I hear that men say, "Oh, women don't let any type of man in your body because they have bad energy and stuff like that." The same thing can happen when people touch you. If you are clairsentient, then you are aware of this. And clairsentient is clear feeling and intuitive feeling, and being able to feel the nudges of spirit, allowing you to know this person's true intentions by their energy. So you have the clear feeling of their energy. Now, when this happens during intimacy, honestly, because I haven't experienced that form of intimacy yet within my being consciousness, like being conscious, there's not much from a experience aspect that I can allow you to understand. But what I can say is that it's no different from a person just like touching you and them having, if they have like good or bad juju. Like, if you are clairsentient, then you're going to feel that energy. But what I can speak about from experience is when a person has touched me down there since I have been awakened, and them not having good intentions, it was a ongoing experience. The experience still happens every now and then, and it is not a good feeling for that person to have done that and interacted, for that interaction to have happened. And if you watch my other videos, then you're aware of what I'm speaking about. But what I'm saying within this specific video is a bottom, or a man that enjoys pleasure in their bussicat or their booty hole, or whatever you want to call it, their pussy, whatever you want to call it, right? There is a it is a like a entry, and because men call it a pussy, I think that some tops or men that do the digging, they don't. Some men have a respect for this type of pleasure, and some men are doing it so that because they can't have a child with a man, so I guess it's pleasurable, and they feel like they can lay their seed wherever. But it is a spiritual experience, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So our spirit is having some type of you know is viewing what's happening, and there is something spiritual going on within this. And if you are allowing a man to enter your body, or allowing a person to enter your body, and they have good or not so good intentions, then there is going to be some type of experience that's happening within you. Even touching you, there's going to be some type of experience. But I can't speak about that so much because I haven't, because it's not that I haven't, but from the experience of being around a person that may not have good intentions, I can say that it isn't okay or great to allow a person, just anybody with just any type of energy, to enter your body in that way. But at the same time, there's this need to experience others so that you understand how to alchemize this energy, and understand that some people do receive healing in that way of, entering your body. And it's deeper than, it's deeper than that. But this video was more tailored to the divine feminine aspect, and I'm not sure how it shifted into that, but I felt like it also was needed to be said, because I was speaking about the guy that was speaking about saying that he didn't like the way that it felt to bottom. And the thing is, when you speak about it in a way that's like, yeah, they like to get pounded, or they use certain words that show that they just haven't, there's no appreciation for experiencing a person in that way. But the feminine aspect is more thinking of the experience in a 5D aspect versus a 3D aspect, and that's how you can tell the difference. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the way that he's speaking about it, because it's his experience, but it's also showing that there is some healing that needs to be done, and they have spoken about that. But I'm not speaking about this video being particularly about them, but I'm speaking about it from a experience of divine feminine men and divine feminine men and feminine men. That experience. So like the F word, Faggot, is that word, is it, some men speak about them because they like to wear skirts and stuff like that. Like, those beings are looking at it from an aspect of, oh, let me be this embodiment of a woman on the vessel side of it, or the to allow my presence within the way I present myself to be like a woman, versus the energy that's within the vessel presenting as a feminine energy, right? Because the feminine is known to be very mothering. There's also dark feminine aspects of femininity, or the divine feminine. And like I said, you become aware of this as you are going along your journey. So most people may see it as, oh, like they're feminine, so they should be dressing like a woman, wearing makeup, having fingernails on, like long nails, and getting their eyebrows done and stuff like that. And, dressing in tighter clothes and wearing these feminine clothes. But the divine feminine aspect or template is deeper than that. It is way deeper than that, because it is something that is happening spiritually that is allowing the divine feminine aspect to be the carrier of the group, or like the light beings that are awakening. And this guy, he also spoke about he was able to see the feminine within them. And I think that that's a good quality to have, because he's saying that he can see past the vessel of this being, but he's also seeing it from his experience of feminine men versus what the divine feminine is all about, because divine feminine can be in within men and women. By the way, do y'all like my bun? I put it looks like a beehive. It's kind of crooked though. But anyway, I like it because I had been trying to see if I could do a bun, but I was able to do it anyway. I want to say that there are also like these ideas around, and I know that transgender beings can sometimes bring this confusing type of understanding. Like some people don't understand it. Just like some people don't understand being a divine feminine within a masculine vessel. Some people just don't understand it. But here's the thing, right? When you are unhealed, you think about things from a three-dimensional aspect. Like when feminine women say, or women that are in a, women, not, but women that are in a vessel and say, oh, you want what we have, you wish you could have a child and you can't have a child, and things like that. They're looking at it from a unconscious aspect of what they're saying about this spiritual being, because spiritually they're able to have a child being their creation, just like with Lil Nas X had I think it had like some type of maternity type of photo shoot that he had. And when we think about that from a spiritual aspect, we can deliver creations to help aid people within their journey, like and Spirit Team, don't y'all be saying anything about me saying stuff about aid, right? Anyway, when we speak about like to spiritually help someone along their journey, like with Eckhart Tolle and him, I feel like y'all gonna be saying something about me itching my nose, but yeah, but don't be saying something about itching my nose because I don't do the that little powdery stuff that y'all be thinking about and stuff like that. Anyway, somebody said yes you do. You know what? No, for real. Hey. What was I speaking about? Yeah, like with Eckhart Tolle and him writing his book, The Power of Now. There have been a lot of people that have read it. Like they have gained something, some type of knowledge from the book, or when people put out music, they have gained something from the music, or they have learned something. It's helped them spiritually grow, right? And so when we talk about a womb, it's to create, whether it's a child, whether it's a musical artwork. Some people create music with other beings and then they don't have any communication with them. They have created a child together. They have created some type of artwork or some type of body of work together, and then they may not speak about them. Same thing happens in the 3D aspect of life, because it's life. Spiritual beings having a human experience. And so when I think about this, all of it within a nutshell, it is an experience that we're having of ourselves, and a lot of these things that are being experienced, when we experience them, we have to become aware that these things are, like, you probably have heard this before, but the result of your 3D experience are feelings of your, or they're a result of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, right? And so I think that a lot of people saying, well, I wasn't thinking about that and how did that manifest into my 3D reality. And sometimes you are in certain experiences that are meant to place you there to either be a healer for another person or for you to move forward within your journey. Like, there can just be different reasons of why. But to stay on track with this video and how we were speaking about divine feminine men versus feminine men, is deeper than the stereotype of taking dangling like a woman, like allowing a man, you know, to enter you like a woman and calling it of a JJ. And it just goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than allowing your vessel to be like, you know, because some men have it is getting kind of warm in here, but some men getting BBLs to allow their body and their vessel to look or appear more feminine. I think that, you know, if it makes them happy, like, great, but there has to be that spiritual knowing of, you know, what is actually going on within your journey. And I think that is the true identity of the divine feminine, because she has the awareness and the connection to source consciousness. So I hope you like this video, and yeah, until we see each other again on another video, interact with this video, and I'm grateful to all the viewers.